Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I wanted to talk about what game should you be playing when you start streaming and doing video content. This is a question I get a lot, and this all depends on what you personally love to do. Because, like, for me, for example, I really like games that are more into like RPGs, something that has a lot to do with like upgrading your character and advancing it from like a rags to riches kind of story type of thing. That's the kind of games that I like. So I spend a lot of times with massively multiplayer games, games like Warframe, games like The Division, let's say, for example, stuff like that. Like that has a lot to do with character building. When it comes to what game you should be streaming, you really should focus on just one game. In true reality, if you really want to grow your fan base fast, and I don't like using the word fast because fast is like it's not a word that actually works in this kind of industry. Because if you think fast, I'm thinking like maybe six months to a year or maybe 2 years that you'll grow a big fan base. You really should focus on just one game, two games at the most. But you should put all your content revolving around one game though. That's the fastest way to grow. So let's use an example. Let's say like Ninja, for example. He's been playing Fortnite for like what? Like 6 years or something? He's been playing for a long ass time. And the reason why he became so massive is like one, he was playing a game that became extremely popular. So he was playing it pretty much from the beginning, and he stuck to that one game for pretty much his entire career. So that's why he grew such a massive fan base, is because he happened to be in the most popular game and he was only playing that game. So he never did variety streaming at any kind of sort. Like if he variety streamed, and I've seen the difference. Let's say I use him as an example because this is like what I've always looked at when I look at statistics and I look at how other streamers are doing things, because I'm very observant. I'm always looking at these kind of things, and I've noticed that whenever he breaks off and he decides to play something else, like I remember one time he decided to play Final Fantasy 11 or something, and he started playing that. His normal streams are like, let's say 10 to 20,000 people watching him, and then he went and he played Final Fantasy and he had like 3,000 people watching him. And there's a big reason for that, and it's because all his fans that he's accumulated watched him for Fortnite and don't particularly care for him playing a different game. So they decided not to watch him that day. So this is the thing you have to kind of figure out when you're starting off as a new streamer. You really need to realize, what is the game I really want to play, and what game can I see myself playing for the next 5 years, let's say, for example. If you can get that in your head and really dig deep and see, okay, this is the game I need to play on my streams, then that would be great. But you also have to enjoy yourself. So you can't just be playing the game and being miserable. Because, I mean, I've noticed that even with big streamers. Let's say, even for Ninja, for example. He always looks upset. Like, there's a lot of times I'm like watching him and he's just like, he's just blank face. And he's just kind of playing and not really giving a shit and just doesn't watch the chat. And, like, he doesn't look like he's really enjoying himself. And I know that Fortnite has a lot to do with, like, the competitive nature. So you get real serious and stuff. But a lot of times it doesn't really look like he's enjoying himself, and that's something that you really need to figure out for yourself. Are you gonna enjoy playing this game for like a year, 2 years, 3 years? You know what I mean? Like, if you can see yourself playing that same one game for a long ass time, then I think you got a winner there, and you can land up growing really fast if you know what to stick with. So this is something I think about a lot, and I've spent a lot of time kind of experimenting with things on my channel. So I would play different games. I've tried the whole variety streaming, and I've tried sticking to one game. And the thing that I've noticed with my channel is that if I stick to only one game and play the shit out of that one game, doing tutorials, whatever entertainment kind of videos that has to do with, like, it being funny clips or whatever else, that is the stuff that actually does well and actually grows the fan base of, let's say, like, for example, I played Elder Scrolls Online for a long time. I was playing it for about a year and a half or something like that. And I was really serious, so I was doing build videos, I was doing tutorials on how to do things in the game. I was also like I wasn't live streaming at that time. And I feel like if I was live streaming, I would have ended up having a good amount of people watching me live. And that was something that I didn't take advantage of, and you know, that's something that I kind of regretted. That's the thing that you need to do for your channel, is you really need to look at, okay, I like Star Wars Battlefront, and I'm gonna play the fuck out of Star Wars Battlefront. But you can't just live stream Star Wars Battlefront. You have to do content around it too. So let's say a new update comes out, talk about the new update. A new character comes out, you should talk about the new character. Talk about how it feels to you. Do a review, do a tutorial, do anything that could help your audience, and that will in turn give you more followers. You know what I mean? A lot of these streamers and stuff, or even YouTubers, they're always begging for likes and subscribes and all these things. Those are things that are not gonna make people subscribe. I've seen so many videos where they immediately start their video with, hit that like button and subscribe for the thing, and then hit on the bell and do all these stupid shit that I don't want to do. And especially if it's my first time watching you as a YouTuber or a streamer or whatever, I am not going to immediately hit the follow button. I have to be entertained. I have to see why do I want to watch you? You know what I mean? Give me a reason to want to watch you. So this is something you really should try to figure out for your own channel. If you stick to one game and you play the shit out of it, and I see you consistently every day, let's say you're live streaming at a certain time and you're streaming it, that same one game, I'm going to eventually say, you know what? I'm going to follow this guy because I like what he's doing. He's very consistent. He has an actual schedule, and he plays the game I like. You know what I mean? So like that's how it all comes together, and this is how you get more followers on your stuff. And I can't encourage you guys enough to do tutorials, to do build videos, to do the little patch reviews and things like that, because all that stuff is extra content of people that would be searching for those things, and they will become a fan because they see you so many times, and you're all about Star Wars Battlefront, and they love Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars is kind of, popping right now because of the movies and everything. So this is a good opportunity to take advantage of that game. So like, you really need to figure out what game works for you. As far as like, the top of the charts, things that are on the low and the high, you don't have to necessarily play the most popular game just because it's popular. You can play a retro game. You can play an old ass game. But as long as you make content around that game, like if you're going to be covering all the sequels, or if you're going to be covering everything that has, let's say, Metroid Prime. Like, we're going to be playing only Metroid games. So I'm going to play from the first Metroid game from Nintendo all the way up to, like, GameCube. Like, if you stick to that genre like that, you will grow. And you will find the people that are interested in that. You know what I mean? But the moment that you break off and you start playing something else, they're going to go, wait a second, this was my Metroid guy. Now, all of a sudden, he's playing something else. So this is something that you really need to watch out. You don't want to do it too soon where you start playing other games. Not unless, like, you kind of want to change it up. And I totally understand it because I go through it myself where I just kind of get bored of playing the same one game forever. But realistically, if you want to grow fast, you have to play the only one. You know what I mean? 2 at the most, but even the second one is cutting it. It's still breaking the first one. You know what I mean? It's kind of like almost like genre changing. It's almost like, let's say you're a vlogger and all you do is vlog about your life and what you do. And then all of a sudden you start doing dancing videos. People are going to be confused. They're going to be like, oh shit. Like, I mean, some people might find it entertaining and go, oh shit, he dances too. That's cool. But if you all of a sudden break off from doing the vlogging and you started doing dancing and you didn't do any more vlogs anymore, then that's bad. That's a big transition. And it's going to be hard for your viewers to understand that transition. And you're going to end up losing people in that process, and you have to build from scratch all over again. So this is the thing that you really need to understand, is that the more you stick with just one game, the better chance you have at growing. And that's just reality. That's what it is. And that's something I'm trying to figure out on my own. I really like Guild Wars right now. I've been playing the shit out of Guild Wars. And I just don't know if that's going to be a game that I'm going to be playing for the rest of my life. I really don't think it is. I like it a lot. I'm enjoying myself at the moment, but maybe tomorrow I want to go play something else, you know, like, and this is the hardest thing about being a live streamer or a YouTuber, is just figuring out what is your thing. Like, what is the thing that you really want to stick with, you know? So that's something you need to figure out for yourself. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope this was helpful. Leave a comment below if you have any questions for me, or if you have anything you would like me to cover in the future. And yeah, thumbs up if you liked the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.